going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new tactic video. Today we have got Hansi flicks Barcelona. Every game hand played, and we won 5 trophies in one season. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and definitely whack that bell on, because we have got the best tactics coming out, and they're coming out pretty frequent. And upcoming, set pieces and training. You don't want to miss those. Let's get into it. So, everything you see today, every goal, every trophy, every match win, was all a part of my rebuild on my second channel, Daily Josh. If you've not checked that out, make sure you go and check it out, because there is loads of tactics they get early, which obviously you're only now getting to see. So make sure you go and check it out, because there is some really cool tactical rebuilds over there, which I'm sure you'll love. Link in the description. But let's go over right away and talk tactics today, because this is going to be obviously in 2028. There are going to be some new faces coming in. Samu was one of them up front, and this is actually an 100% hand-played set of results over a 3-year span. So let's go over to it and let's start talking business. So number one, there is going to be free variants today. Yes, even when I play all the games myself, I use free variants because it's what gets me those good results. So make sure you're copying all free or going over and downloading all free. And the first thing you want to do is go up to the style. Now, I have gone with Gegenpress, but again, just because you choose a certain style, it doesn't mean that you can't really counteract it and play a more tiki-taka approach, which is what you're going to see when you see the team instructions. Mentality, we actually opt for positive. I did try and start every game attacking. It was a little bit too much, so that's why we dropped it down to a nice and simple positive. Now, let's go over and talk about some of the player roles. Now, before we quickly do that, one of the big things I want to pull up is this league table. You can see we shot Real Madrid, we beat Real Madrid, we beat them only by, a couple of points, but over 93 points in the league is definitely not too shabby in my opinion. But going over to the first player role, we are going to go and use a ball-playing goalkeeper who will be told to do something that is very simple. That is literally be a default option. Out of possession, also going to be defaulted. So nice and simple and very easy to follow along. The fullback on the right-hand side is going to come in and he'll be told to make more runs, sit narrow, cross from the byline, and also standard when it comes to the passing strategy. And he will also be told to tackle harder. Now, again, for any new viewers, the roles get copy and pasted from the left to the right. So the fullback on the left will have now the same instructions on the right-hand side. I know there's a lot of new people to the channel. I want to make it very clear to why sometimes we don't click on every one of these ones on the right. We're not missing stuff out. It's just how the game is. The left back is going to be another fullback on the same instructions. So sit narrow, make more runs, cross from the byline, and also passing strategy selected at standard, with tackle harder being of choice. Now, these fullbacks played a big part in the reason why not only did we just win the league, we also go on to win the UEFA Super Cup, 1-0 as you can see, and the Super Copper 3-0. So we were that Spanish team. We were such a good team. Now, granted, those 2 finals were a little bit easier, but we still get the job done, and that's 2 more trophies ticked off the ultimate 5 trophy goal. Now, going over to the centre backs, I personally went with 2 ball playing centre backs. They're going to be defaulted in possession and out of possession. That is going to be exactly the same for the left hand side and the right hand side. Sometimes in life, simplicity is key, and this is one of the sort of circumstances that definitely is true. Going up into that midfield, we are going to utilise a DLP who is going to be defaulted when it comes to in possession, and out of possession, just the one instruction, that will be tackle harder. And this guy was a real key player in this team, a creative talisman, and was part of the reason why we had that 90% pass completion you can see on the data hub now. Only 0.8 conceded, over 23 shots a game, a good amount of goals, over 2 goals a game to be exact, coming in at 2.22. We were absolutely cooking. We were that team, as I do like to see. Going over to the other 2 roles in the team, we are going to use an AM on the left-hand side, who will be told to dribble more, make more runs, take more risks, roam from position, more direct, and defaulted out of possession. This guy's going to be your attacker. He is going to be your creator. And to be honest, we've got quite an attacking midfield, because next to him, we are going to go over and look at an AP who will be told to roam, will be told to make more runs, will be told to tackle harder. He is definitely also a risk taker, and it completes quite the attacking midfield. But when you've got Pedri, Gavi, Furman was great for me, you have to get them involved. Now, I do want to quickly say at this part of the video, if you are interested in getting all of these perks, it includes all 3 tactics today, every tactic I make on console and on mobile. There's already getting close to 15 tactics we have made. All my rebuild files, set pieces, training, one-on-one tactical help, ad-free viewing, access to big giveaways. There is loads of perks on the Patreon, and at the moment, we have just announced a 25% off for the next month. A load of you guys have gone over and already claimed it. Make sure you don't miss out. The link is going to be in the description because, yeah, I believe there's 17 perks, which is absolutely mental. So make sure you go and capitalize. Now, going up to the front 3, on the left-hand side, I'm going to use an inside forward with a lot of instructions. Stay wide, cut inside, dribble more, make more runs, roam from position, take more risks, cross from the byline, and also standard when it comes to the passing strategy, while being more often on the trigger press and also tackling harder. On the right-hand side, we are going to have somewhat similar, but not exactly the same. So default here, cut inside, dribble more, make more runs, shoot more often, take more risks, standard, cross from the byline, and also default when it comes to out of possession. And what can I say about the Barcelona wingers? I mean, everything I say has to be a compliment, right? I mean, it is really something special. It honestly is. And these players in particular really shoe in this game you're going to see here. The 2-1 win in the Copa del Rey over Real Madrid, meaning over a whole season span, we won the Copa del Rey 2-1, we won the Intercontinental 1-0, we won the Super Copa 3-0, we won the UEFA Super Cup 1-0, and we won the league by a couple of points, which makes up for a very, very beautiful season. And to finish it off, we are going to use the target forward, who will be told to take more risks, standard, and also more often, and tackle harder. Now, don't worry, we are going to watch some games, at the end of the breakdown to see this in the match engine. But firstly, how does that translate to out of possession? So, very good question. It is quite easy to translate because essentially what happens is the AM's instructions go here, the APs go onto the screening, and the DLPs go onto the DM. The wingers go onto the winger, the striker goes onto the striker, and with the back line, it's pretty common sense. They just go 1 for 1. Now, going to the team instructions, let's go over and click all instructions. I do love this tab right here. We are going to go onto standard, a higher tempo, less often, counter-attack, standard, play for set pieces. I did have mine utilized. Be more expressive, bypass press, short, balanced, both flanks, balanced, left, pass into the space, work ball into the box, encourage, because at this point of the rebuild, I had some absolute bagsmans. Now, if you don't, I would recommend just having this purely on balanced with low crosses, out of possession, low block, higher defensive line, much more often, counter press, standard, stop crosses, trap outside, and yes. Now remember, this is a handsy flick inspire tactic. It's not labeled as a realism tactic. That will come later down the line. This is purely taking inspiration, well, and simply running with it, to be honest with you. Now, going over to the attacking version, which was used a lot to switch to go and chase a game, chase a goal where I desperately needed it, basically. We are going to go up to attacking, pretty straightforward. And when it comes to the player roles, there isn't a ridiculous amount we can really change. I mean, we look at the right and the left back, we do use 2 pressing wing backs, and both of those actually do stick on the same instructions. Now, there's one thing I'll show you that, I'd switch to in mid-game if I needed it. If I was really chasing a game, I would add dribble more, or dribble frequency, should I say, onto dribble more if I was chasing a goal. Now, that was only if I was in the last 10 minutes and I wanted everyone to get involved. I wouldn't recommend it right from the bat, but if you're desperate, definitely an option. The DLP, the AM, the APs, they all remain the same. The inside forward, again, is going to be the same set of instructions on the left and on the right-hand side. But if you look at obviously the default version, then the attacking version, the difference, the wingers stay up in the out of possession. Other than that, it is literally identical. The same sort of instructions, obviously now they go from wide midfielders to wingers, and we defend more in a sort of forward-thinking way. So that is the only change regarding that. Team instructions, very, very, very important. In possession, standard, the tempo all the way up. Less often, counter-attack, standard, Play for set pieces is now gone because I want to really not have any parts of the game wasted. I want to just fly at them. Be more expressive, bypass press, short, balanced, both flanks, encourage dribbling, left, pass into the space, work ball into the box, encourage long shots, low crosses, out of possession, high press, higher. Big change. Big change there. Much more often, counter press, get stuck in, stop crosses, trap outside, and also, yes, when it comes to short goalkeeper distribution. And what will happen here is, as you've noticed, we are doing everything to try and win the ball back as quick as we can, and then we're going to fly at them. Defensively, we drop down to balanced, and the shape obviously takes up a bit of a unique shape, the most defensive out of possession version you'll actually got to see. Now, we'll look at the actual player roles first. So we are going to go back to the classic fullbacks, and they change. So yeah, I'm going to show you the instructions again. Sit narrow, cross from the byline, and simply tackle harder. The left back is going to be identical. So they're a lot less attacking. They're not told to go forward as much. The ball playing defenders, again, are both going to be defaulted. So that remains quite basic. And when it comes to out of possession, the only real change is going to be the usage of two holding fullbacks opposed to what we were using. The DLP comes in, again, going to be exactly the same. Default, then tackle harder. We introduce a CM who is going to be told to dribble less, take fewer risks, roam from position, more direct passing, and then simply defaulted. The AP, make more runs, roam, standard, and also defaulted. The inside forwards, they're going to be a little less sort of attacking, so shoot less often, take more risks, standard, and also default on the right-hand side. The left-hand side, make more runs, take more risks, cross from the byline, tackle harder, and more often on the trigger press. And the target forward, well, he is going to be simply remaining exactly the same. And those obviously get translated all the way over. So the CM gets the CM instructions, the AP goes to the screening, the DLP goes to the DM, the inside forwards to the wide midfielders, etc, etc. But on this occasion, we are going to roll with a centre forward, obviously, as you can't use a target forward out of possession. Now, when we actually look at the team instructions, let's go and talk a bit of business. Much shorter. We're really lowering that tempo now, bringing it down to standard. Less often, standard, play for set pieces. I'm trying to get the odd cheeky goal here or there now. Balance creative freedom, balance build-up strategy, short, balanced, both flanks on the supporting runs, discourage the dribbling, discourage shots from distance, work ball into the box, and that right there is tiki-taka. We're not letting people dribble. We're not letting people shoot from distance. We are really being patient, and that goes into the out of possession, right? We've got mid-block, standard, quite a sensible way of playing football, much more often. We're still active on the press because that's always part of Hansi Flick's, system. But I'm not going too crazy, and that provides a much more balanced approach to the game, and that gives you genuinely free, absolute banging tactics. It really, really does. It is genuinely an absolute machine. Now, what I will go over and say, when it comes to tactics, when it comes to everything like that, you need to give them at least 15 to 20 games, see what happens, and yeah, let's go and watch some highlights now, see what it actually done, and yeah, let's go talk. Let's see what happens. We're going to have a nice league performance here against Oviedo, and just an opportunity to look at actually how we play, how the build-up is. And obviously this year, when you look at a game back, you look at the goals, for example, it does sort of extend the highlights. So it's quite a good way to actually see how your team created the overall chance. It does take a little bit longer, but it's a good way to actually analyse where the goals come from. And that one, to be honest, was more of individual quality than tactical. I mean, I guess you could argue I've got the right instructions for him to do that. I'm telling him to be quite aggressive, dribble more, take on players, as that is a very energetic Rafinha. I mean, this might go in here. It does go in. That is why you spend the money on getting him in. Well done to Barcelona. A great player indeed, and a great set piece. A great free kick. And yeah, we carry it on. Ball over the top. Are we going to be active on the press? I mean, I will say Oviedo, of course, are a bit of an easier team, but I just thought I'd include a highlight because you can really see how we build up, actually, how we win the ball back. And, we defend quite deep here, and it is quite tricky for them to get anything going because we're shifting over so well. And any ball in behind, really, because of the way that we're playing at the back. We're sort of there, and we can play out so easily. I mean, look at that, by the way. Look at the touch there from Udogie. Down the left-hand side, little cut-in. Bit of a poor pass there, but the concept of them playing in behind doesn't really work too well because we're quite a compact unit. The press is active. Lamine Yamal, again, winning it back. Maybe a little cutback into Pedri, out wide, into Koundé, back into Lamine Yamal. What's he going to do? Great ball inside, into Samu, into Furman, great ball through, into O'Reilly, and it's going to be free. Now, this was part of a rebuild, if you're wondering where all these players come from, but it's actually better because every game was hand played. You can literally see that on the Daily Josh channel. And I assume, does this go in? It does go in. It's a 4-0 win, and that is going to be the Hansi Flick tactic done. So, yeah, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Again, I know it said 4-2-3-1 on the thumbnail, but he can play a 4-3-3. The in possessions are 4-3-3, out possessions are 4-2-3-1. I've not made a mistake. Obviously, it's difficult to label which one you actually want to title the video around. He plays a combo of two, so that's what we've decided to go with. Hopefully, you get that and you have still enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.